Good afternoon, Suidlanders. How are you? We hope that you're well. I want to try to read something to you, but I've been struggling a little bit with this new software, much better software, that Ernst van den Berg has given me for producing videos, but which I'm still getting used to and which appears to have one slight disadvantage. So here we go. You may remember a few years ago there was a scandal in which the deployed cadres of the ANC in the Strategic Fuel Fund sold off South Africa's strategic oil reserves. I believe it was 10.3 million barrels. Soma got rid of it. Lo and behold, no more strategic fuel reserve, strategic oil reserve. Anyway, this is reported on iol.co.za by one Aisha Kasim, published on the 20th of September 2020. And I really just want to mention it to you because it's another indictment of, or it's another illustration of how bad things are in this country. How much stuff is going, so much stuff that some of what is reported is kind of overlooked. And I'd bet $1 to $1 billion that the vast majority of you are oblivious to this report. Obviously, it's a little bit different for me because it is part of my job to pay attention to these things. If it wasn't, I too would not have seen this. So here it goes. Cape Town, the Strategic Fuel Fund, a subsidiary of the Central Energy Fund, reached an agreement this week for a draft out-of-court settlement. Isn't that cute? With resources conglomerate Glencore in a matter that was heard before the Western Cape High Court's Judge Owen Rogers on the last day of a 3-day-long virtual hearing where implicated parties were shown to have been involved in the improper handling. They sold off 10.3 million barrels. Our South Africa's strategic oil fuel reserves at a time when the price was $38 a barrel in 2015-16, for $10 a barrel less. So not only is South Africa in for 10 times 10 million, $100 million, 1.5 billion rand, but we lost in the process our strategic oil reserve. And what is the consequence? What is the upshot of it? An out-of-court settlement. There's nothing reported here of people going to jail for 30 or 40 years, as the Boeremark guys were sentenced to jail for such extreme periods, for things which in fact they didn't even do. You don't have to believe me, but the reality is that they were sentenced for 2 or 3 incidents and the rest was just intention. You can look it up. No, nobody who committed such treachery as to sell off South Africa's strategic oil reserves is going to jail for an extended period of time, just as they never do. No, there's an out-of-court settlement. Is that not too cute for words? I don't know. I'm not going to say much more about this, guys. I simply hope that it serves as a reminder to you, as if you need one, that really we are in a a state of affairs now. We are in the midst of a state of affairs in which every organ of state of South Africa and every national department and every provincial department and every municipality appear to be rotten to the core everywhere you look. And I don't say this for the purposes of creating indignation. High dudgeon is the fancy English expression. Get you all worked up. No, it's purely and simply to remind you of the full extent of what is happening in South Africa, and thereby to make you appreciate the trajectory of our state and the threat to your welfare and the likelihood of a crisis in South Africa, and therefore, or therethrough, why you should be preparing and positioning yourself. You can be as liberal as you like. If you are watching these videos, you should be rapidly gaining the idea that we are stuck in the middle of a shocking disaster, and that you should be doing something about it. Firstly, you should be joining Saitlanders. But let's say that's a bit too radical for you. Oh dear me. At least buy some baked beans. At least wake up. At least prepare yourself for an inevitable cataclysm in this country. I think I've said enough. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and yours, and we'll speak again soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.